Hello, 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 good people. I want to give a shout out to my MVPs, men valuing purpose, and we cannot forget the LLCs, ladies, loving, and courageous. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Mr. HJ, and if you are new to the channel, the design and the purpose of this content is self-improvement. What I'm looking to do as your coach is help you become the best version of you that you can be. And what we say on this channel is life is a journey, not a destination. I definitely want to thank you for your time today. So today's topic is one that we all need help with, or have all needed help with at various times, stages, and points in our life and development. And that is motivation. Motivation. What keeps you going? What is it that gets you going? What is it that keeps the fire burning? What is it that keeps putting logs in that burning fire? How do you keep doing it? What it is you do on a daily basis? Motivation. Great topic, and it's one we're going to be talking about today. So where we begin with motivation? Well, let's start at the beginning. Motivation defined is the reason or reason one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. A general desire or willingness that someone has to do something. Motivation defined. There are two types of motivation. The first one is extrinsic motivation, And this is driven from external factors, receiving a salary from a job, if you will, or getting a speeding ticket for going over the speed limit by an officer. External factors that keep you motivated. And then we have intrinsic motivation, which are from your internal aspirations or desires, doing things that you find interesting or fulfilling. That's that internal, intrinsic motivation. Personal desires, things that you really find pleasure in that keep you going. Okay, so we have the two types of motivation: extrinsic, external; intrinsic, internal. And as you probably have guessed, intrinsic is the most sustainable of the two. For the obvious reason, it's internal. Why is internal so important? Because it's not driven from outside sources or things. If it's something that's within you, a will that you possess, something that's pushing you forward internally, that always will beat out an external factor. Now, don't be fooled and think that financial motivation doesn't exist or that it's not effective, because we definitely respond to rewards, bonuses, a change in stature, a new higher paying position, perks, vacation time. Don't hear me say those things are not important, because they are. But when it comes to the daily grind of motivation, intrinsic wins out over extrinsic. So I want everyone to relax. If you don't feel motivated, it's natural. Even high achievers, even people that you hold to a high standard, have days, moments, times, dips in activity where they do not feel motivated. And they have to get back into the flow, if you will. Experts call this peak motivation. And this is when you're so in tune with what it is that you have going on that you're kind of able to drown out the external things or what's going on around you in the world because you're so focused on the goal or goals that you have at hand. This can happen when tasks are not so easy that they're mundane, but at the same time, they're not so difficult that they leave you stressed out and frustrated and feeling like you're inadequate to accomplish them. So, without further ado, we're going to go through 5 things that I believe are great ways for you to stay motivated. Reason number 1, or thing number 1, find your why. What is the deeper meaning behind what it is you do? What is it that gives you the greatest joy in the task at hand, or hobby, or adventure, or financial aspiration? What is behind the thing that you're doing that's greater? If you're able to answer that question, oftentimes you'll discover that that is something that is a high motivating factor in you doing exactly what it is that maybe at that time you don't want to do. What is your why? Finding that out is of the utmost importance. And in addition to that, it's an extremely great motivating factor all on its own. Number 2, this is one of my favorite ones. Create a winning environment. This means having uplifting people with positive ideas that are motivational, inspirational. You can even have quotes, and you definitely want to have role models, but you want to create a winning and positive environment. The old saying is, you are who you hang around, right? Like grandmas used to say, the company you keep, okay? Another old saying is, you are what you eat. You know, what is it that you're ingesting? What is it, not necessarily from a food standpoint, but what materials, information, sources, resources, mentorships, what are the things that you are eating that's going to help you in the future and get closer to your goals and keep you motivated? So having a winning environment is a great way to achieve long-term success. Now, we're talking about eating. We're talking about you are what you eat. This also does include a healthy diet and exercise. We can't neglect our bodies because that's part of the getting up every morning and doing what it is that you do, having a healthy body to be able to do just that. Number 3, embrace challenges. Are you one of those people who like to embrace challenges? Or are you a person that when the going gets tough, you throw up the dubs? Now, if you're the latter, it's okay. Today's a new day, and new days bring new opportunities. So embrace the things that you find challenging, because what you're doing when you do that is you're changing your mindset. You're getting kind of a winner's mindset. Yes, it might be challenging. Yes, it may be difficult. Yes, I probably will even fail if I'm not adequately equipped to do it. But embracing the challenge creates motivation because it's A, challenging, and B, you're willing to tackle it. And so in doing those things, that helps boost not only your mindset, but your motivation as well. Number 4, keep a to-do list or an already done list. List out your goals as well as your achievements to see how far you've come, the progression you've made, where you started, where you are now, where it is that you want to go. Having goals and long-term visions and things of that nature are all very important. But what we oftentimes neglect is, hey, what is it that I've already done? What mountains have I already climbed? Or what portion of the mountain that I'm on have I climbed thus far? This is a checkpoint. This is a benchmark. This is an area that I've reached that I was not before. So don't be afraid to have not only that to-do list, but also this is what I've done list, because that all in itself is motivating to say, hey, I went from minimum wage to getting my first raise. That's a source of motivation because you see that, hey, I made progress and I can make more progress. So having that to-do list and an already done list. Number 5, learn constantly. Learning constantly is motivating because, as we know, knowledge is power. And having power is motivating. And power not necessarily meaning stature on a job, which is great if you have that, or, a different role in school, or, reaching a different peak or plateau. All of those things are great, but having general knowledge is amazing because it boosts your morale and it boosts that internal conversation that you have with yourself. Hey, I was able to learn this and move up here. Learning this moved me here. Learning this moved me here. All about not only job development, but your own personal development, because really it begins with you and then it translates to your place of employment and to the people that you work with or work for. But it always has to start with you. You are your greatest asset, and you can also be your greatest liability. So be your greatest asset and continue to learn constantly. That is number 5. And so those are my top 5 ways that I utilize to stay motivated. So what I challenge you to do is go out today and pick one of those things, or maybe even all 5, and put that in motion. Put that ball in your court now. Go out, experiment with them, play around with them. I challenge you to do that. And I can almost guarantee that you're going to find some form of motivation that you maybe didn't have before. So go out there, continue with greatness, and be successful. The next video is going to be coming out next week. And until then, do me a favor, all of that wonderful YouTube stuff, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, hitting that notification bell, commenting in the comment section. I definitely want to hear you guys' feedback, things that you use to stay motivated, ways that you're able to overcome obstacles and hurdles that you may be faced with. And then in addition to that, donate to the channel. I have a PayPal QR code pop up at some point in the video. Feel free to show your boy some love. But until the next video, I am Mr. HJ. And I'm out. Thank you. And I'm out.